Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Discipline Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, El Discipline. Alongside me is your other host, Suez Mayor. We know you guys are fiends, so y'all know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of Discipline Therapy where not everything is completely free. As we're on Patreon for a plethora of exclusive content for you to see, but what is free is judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, and my favorite roll of blunt, but make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and sometimes vulgar conversations prepare your mind to be fed like one up, inhale life and exhale strife. That's why we do this at night. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. We're
We're
here
here.
with the kids to bed.
Put them
These
to
are
bed.
adult conversations. You know, there's kids on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Our platform is not for
Children under
minors,
18
so have to be 18 or over.
over. Because, this guy. We're going to clear the energy. Going to bless the crowd, the viewers. This is for you, viewers.
Okay. Okay, so all right, so you're gonna be like kind of leading in that regard because I don't have my computer. So
Lord's child. All right. We'd like to also, there's links in the description how to become part of our Patreon family. And subscribe for exclusive content, bloopers, behind the scenes, mystery of discipline, solo lecture of discipline therapy talk, his BDSM content, and erotica posts and writings by Mr. Discipline. We upload his masterclass and workshop. All the full videos are up there. Also, some collaboration shows pertaining to sensitive topics such as sexual abuse, rape, domestic violence, transgender, children abduction, conspiracy theories, government conspiracy theories, and more with myself and Mr. Discipline. Once again, on how to become part of our Patreon family, you go to patreon.com/ the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Um, Also, we have Mr. Discipline has 7 books ready for not published, they're already published for purchase. You can get them if you Google him, all his works pop up, and where you can buy them. We have them on Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com for electronic versions as well, like Kindle and Nook. Once again, all the links are in the description below the video. Our online store for merch, you go to disciplinetherapy.launchcart.store/shop. We have new gear that hits every month. You want to go check that out. We have different categories. And last but not least, if you can't find your way to our YouTube channel, don't worry. You can get us wherever you get your audio entertainment. We're on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Deezer, Castbox, Overcast, and many, many more. So we have episode 208. Most men are still willing to get married, but afraid of divorce. Would it be the same if it were a ring ceremony and not the government papers being involved? I think, yes, I think they would be more um, maybe like ready and willing to do it. Um, Especially if all that legal stuff isn't in the way. You know what I mean? Because,
wait a minute. So
whoa,
you just asked would it be the same, and you said yes, it would be, but your
would it be
explanation
the
is
same?
making it
Then
seem like
no,
it's not.
it wouldn't be the same. That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
Thanks for checking me on that one because I was like, huh? Um, it would not be the same. I think more men would be more willing to and ready to, marry the person that they're with. I think especially nowadays, a lot of females, you know, I mean, you hear it with like sports people. A lot of soccer players I've read online also that they get married and then like a year or two after the marriage, the woman wants to divorce them and take them for half of what they got. And luckily, some of the players put things under their mother's name so they don't. It looks like they don't have any value to them, so those women don't get it. But if that wasn't the case, if maybe women were taught now to not think that way, get pregnant, get a baby, and then you can have half, I think it would be different. And I think a lot of men, if if all that legal stuff wasn't there and people would vet each other the correct way, I think they would be, more faster, more willing to get married.
So you're gonna be doing the leading today. Sometimes the boss delegates. You know what I'm saying? That's
I'm
what it
twisting
is.
it to you though, make if you
Um,
want to see.
but you know what though? I happen to agree with that. Um, because at the end of the day, you hear nowadays with modern chicks that they'll be willing to not interact with a man forever. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not real. That's trauma talking, that's hurt, that's emotions. Like it's not logical thinking, right? Because the woman, like even if she's masculine, the woman, because she's masculine, that's the trauma. That's a defect, right? That's the chemical imbalance. She's still gonna run back to her default programming, feminine, certain circumstances or whatever it is. So we'll say feminine women, right? The they they fiend for relationship. You know what I'm saying? Even if they think, um, well, I'm not claiming in my man or whatever. They're doing girlfriend and boyfriend stuff. They're
Mm,
doing husband and wife stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a relationship, like especially if she's heterosexual. That's like operative word. Like I have to make sure I put that in there because I think a woman that can say, "Oh, I'll forever not wanna interact with a man," is a lesbian. Then it's true. You
that's
know what I'm
true.
saying? Then it's true. But if she's heterosexual, oh, she what's the word I'm looking for? She's a goner.
She's a goner.
Imagine she meets a man like me, she's a goner. She forgets she's on a healing journey. She
Mm.
letting me talk to her and all that stuff because she's heterosexual. You know what I'm saying? She still fiends for that. So I hear that often with them saying that they don't want to interact with men, right? I
Mm.
don't hear it with men. So that's why I agree with you. I'm just explaining my view.
Yeah.
I think even if the guy is polyamorous, for some guys it's a phase. Eventually they're gonna want to be monogamous. They'll have polyamorous uh,
Tendencies.
tendencies, um, but they'll want to be monogamous. Even if they do bring that polyamorous in their relationship and they're like, you know what, I want multiple wives. I want a wife and girlfriends or whatever it is, right? They still want a lifetime partner. A lot of guys that are out there that are saying, oh no, I'll never do, that's hurt too.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, if we 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 always we always yearn as men, it's in our DNA to want to be providers. Once he's good with finance, whatever, he's in a good mind state or whatever, he's gonna want to build his family. Every dude wants it. That's why I'm trying to break it down for you. Dudes always think about tradition. Even beta manginas or modern dudes, they still want to go back to tradition eventually. You know what I'm saying? It takes the right person for some of these guys or women if it's polyamorous, right? So they eventually they want, they want to leave the legacy. They want to have children. It's something that's in their DNA,
Mm.
right? Um, so I think the reason why it would be different is because they still want that because of their DNA. What's making them shy away from it? Some men are intimidated, some dudes are not intimidated, but they're like, I know when I step out there, I approach like a man, but I can't fight the system. You know what I'm saying? Because the system is bigger than you and I. The system is bigger than the world or whatever it is, right? So they're afraid of the system. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, let's say America, because in different countries there's different laws. America, the women are incentivized for leaving. And you got a lot of dudes that you were talking about earlier of that's why I stay quiet because I try to register information. You were talking about earlier about these athletes, professional athletes who are making millions of dollars, put the assets and resources in their relatives' names or mom's names, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because they're learning from that dude. It's all over the news. He got bamboozled. I'm
Yeah.
learning from that dude. A wise person learns from other people's mistakes. A smart person learns from their mistakes, but a wise person learns from other people's mistakes, and then they change their path.
Mm.
So they're learning all these things. Oh, I'm not gonna be in this situation, even though it's good right now, even though whatever it is. I didn't sign a prenup with her.
Mm.
So I don't have control in that regard with the marriage. And you see it all the time too with them having trauma. And some trauma is good to have where you could heal from it and protect yourself now. When you don't have any trauma, you just walk out there like carefree. You don't even look metaphorically both ways before crossing the street. You
Mm-hmm.
just be like you're oblivious. Like, especially in New York City. I mean, we live in Long Island, but New York City,
Mm-hmm.
even the taxi drivers are driving like they got a fucking supercar
It's true.
out there. So they not gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be careful. You gotta look both ways. But the trauma helps you now build security, helps you protect yourself. So I think that in the regards of that with the guys, they're gonna be like, you know what? Um, she could change her mind in a couple of years. She could be like, I don't love you.
Mm.
Because you gotta understand, a lot of dudes are not dominant.
Yeah.
So they're not approaching their dynamic like, I got rules, I got boundaries, I'm sending up. What are yours? Let's negotiate. Nope, I don't like that. Okay, we'll work on that. We'll throw that out the window. Nope, we're not throwing that out the window. A lot of relationships are not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's more of the dude pandering to the woman and it's whatever she wants in that
Mm.
regard. So those dudes will feel like, oh, I can't lead here. So she could wake up tomorrow because she see so and so on social media being free and doing all this stuff. So she could wake up tomorrow and be like, she don't love me. She want a divorce. So what's gonna happen with me? The court's gonna give her half. I worked my ass off.
Mm.
You see, so a lot of these dudes are starting to smarten up where this is steering them away from marriage, especially in America. I know some Middle Eastern guys that I do business with, and they've told me they're young. They've told me they're not gonna get married here.
Oh, here.
Yeah, or
No.
one dude said he's gonna get a woman from his country and bring her here to get married, because of the mindset and stuff of that nature. And then another dude was like, I'm not gonna get married here because of the government and the
Yeah.
laws. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll go get double citizenship or whatever it is. It comes down to the information that is now being given, and the men are absorbing it and retaining it.
Mm.
So I think that's what's the issue. I don't think every dude I've talked to, even if they're in the phase of being a player, like they're eventually gonna like they still got the player in them, but maybe they haven't been a player for 6 months, 3 months, but it will come out. They eventually want to get there. But I think because they don't know of the woman they're courting. Yeah, she's good now. You got two things working against me. I'm not leading there. So, and the government, and I don't know how her feelings will be. Me, I know that I'm gonna provide forever. Another chick comes in, I negotiate. Let's accumulate. I'm gonna provide forever. We get into an argument, we get into a fight. I'm gonna provide forever. How can we work this out? I don't know about her. Right? A lot of dudes, because I talk to guys,
Mm-hmm.
I coach them and stuff like that. A lot of dudes have told me this, and I retain that. So I'm speaking for them right now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not speaking how I think. I'm speaking for them because they don't lead there.
I think it's both way. I think both of them, women and men feel that.
Because of the trauma,
Right,
unresolved.
exactly.
Yeah.
I
The
was
women got,
remembering.
sorry, just write it down. The women got the exit strategy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got the roster, male friends, and all this other stuff because of they don't want to put their eggs in one basket because and give their all and submit because of this stuff. Oh, I did
Mm-hmm.
this already. He left me. I was abused. When's the ball gonna drop? Oh, he pays everything and I don't do anything. Shit, he could just cancel everything. I'm
Mm.
done. I'm left homeless. Blah blah. I gotta have this. I gotta work. You don't want to work. I could pay for it. No, I got to. Da da da. It's your identity. It's my identity. You no. You don't even
No,
know what
that's
you're talking
fear.
about.
That's.
It's not really your identity. It's not in your DNA. Where did you hear that from?
Mm-hmm.
Mothers, friends. It's your identity? No, it's my identity. It ain't your identity. but you don't
That's
know what you're
scarcity.
saying. The
Scarcity
scarcity
mindset.
mindset.
Yeah.
So all these things are playing, but they're not really saying what they really think and mean.
Mm-hmm.
No, what if you leave me? That's what they're
Exactly.
really saying. They're masking it in, it's my identity.
They don't want to be vulnerable by
Yeah.
saying that. Yeah. All right. Do you believe chivalry and equality can both coexist, or is that a contradiction? Oh, good. I say, in the perfect world, it would coexist, but in reality, and in I read, what did I write? And technically, you can't, because equality, it's, you want the same for both groups, right? For both genders, you want everything equal. It's in the word, it's in the name, equality. Chivalry is, especially if you think back to where the word came from, which is back in like the days of the knights and the round table and all that stuff. Those males were taught to have that word in their vocabulary, to be chivalrous. And in modern day, it's more geared towards teaching men how to behave and treat a woman. So it's not equal.
Mm.
So um, you can't have somebody be chivalrous and have equality at the same time, because that's it. They're not equal. It's not the same. Chivalry is more geared to teach how a man should treat a woman, not how a woman can also treat a man. Although they're saying nowadays that women can be, but it's not really. It's more, that word is geared towards men, not women. So it's not equal.
Now I try not to be a both type of guy because I hold you accountable and the guests, whether they're callers or
Mm-hmm.
in studio, about that. But this is the time where it has to be the exception. Only because a few years ago I've been learning to look outside of me.
Okay.
So I'm getting into more context of what they're saying, because they're probably like, "What? Let me turn this up." So my lifestyle, I think BDSM or traditional relationship, it can coexist. Um, because you are chivalrous to each other. The women like women chivalry and male chivalry. It's not the same, but you are both
It's not the
chivalrous to
same.
each other. Now in the is that equal?
Equality.
Now in the like a conventional relationship, more like a modern relationship, it's more chivalry's more geared towards women.
Yeah.
Men are taught to be chivalrous to them. So oftentimes, even as children, even in school, men are taught how to treat women. Women aren't taught how to treat men. Taught how to provide for women. Women aren't taught how to nurture and provide for men. It's not the same. I would say it's a contradiction.
I would say so. Yeah.
Because like if you think about chivalry, if we're only putting it on one gender, you can't say that, Sue, I come to your house and I see the garbage is full and it's heavy. And I'm like, you know what? I'm a man, you're a woman.
Let me
You know,
help you.
I'm also a male chauvinist. I think that I have bigger muscles than you and I'm not gonna get hurt because I work out and I use free weight. So taking the garbage with one hand is not going to hurt my arms or shoulders. But you would probably have to drag it or carry it with both or put it in a wagon, right? But I'll say, oh, let me take out her trash for her. You know what I'm saying? I'm being chivalrous. But
Mm-hmm.
imagine you come to my place and it's the same pounds, like it's heavy, you know, in the same regard.
Right. Right.
And you're like you wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
Stinky garbage and all that, having to wash your hands after, and you wouldn't want to do that. Maybe you wouldn't want to wash the, maybe you want to wash the dishes, but
Right. I was gonna say
you
that's
wouldn't want
the
to
other way of being
see how
chivalrous.
it's different. But
Mm-hmm.
if we're talking about equality,
It's
if I
different.
went to your house and I took out your garbage, why can't you come to my house
And
and
take
take out the
out,
garbage?
exactly.
If a God forbid a trespasser was to arise, oh, you know I'm gonna get busy. He ain't probably making it home. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, would you want to do that?
No way.
You see, so but it would have to be equal, right?
It would be like this.
You know, so that's what I mean. Like, if we're really putting it on the men to be chivalrous towards women, it it is a contradiction. Like you can't have chivalry and equality.
Exactly.
They can't coexist. But I believe they could coexist in a BDSM relationship, not in the same regard.
If people are more mindful, then yes, they can be.
Not yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
But
think about it. If I went to a sub's house, a submissive's house, and I took out the trash, if she comes over here, she'll be like, I want to take care of him. He got dishes in the sink. Oh, his toilet bowl needs cleaning. She
mm-hmm,
asks you if she could do those things. She'll be like, oh, he needs to mop or he needs to sweep around here. I want to clean. Oh, he did his laundry. Can I fold it? You understand what I'm saying? Like
mm-hmm.
that is the same in those regards, but it's different
Roles,
punctures
maybe.
or different roles, different circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Bec
Different way of serving
yeah,
of
because
doing.
it's not you're coming over and doing the same thing. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
come over and take out the Harvey garbage. Oh, I see the hinge is a little bit off its door. Next time I come here, I'm bringing my toolbox.
Mm.
Do you know how to navigate through a toolbox?
No,
So if my hinge was off the door, I would be like, well, equality. I did it for you. You go do that.
I could hold the box. Like, here you go.
You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't be the same. The
No,
same thing with changing a tire.
I agree.
So it really like we want to say it would be because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. This world is transitioning into a sensitive world. They're not being real. We want to kind of do that, right? We want to make it inclusive, but the reality is the world is still sexist. We're
Yeah,
just
it is.
not using that word anymore.
Oh no, we are now. We are now.
So
All right. Do you think women want the power and status some men have, but not the burden and responsibilities they have? Do women want the power and status? Yes. Without the burden and responsibilities? Yes. I think anybody. Who wouldn't want power and status without having the responsibility? Hell yeah.
yeah, I
Most
think
definitely.
I think modern women, females, I would say, modern females, I think, would want the like the status of a man, the
Maybe
responsibility.
not status. If I know for personally for me, I didn't mean to cut you off. I would want the power. I don't know about the status. Definitely not the burden or
So the status
responsibilities.
could be equivalent to the power.
Mm,
So the status of a man slash power, the responsibility of a child, and
burden.
you know, the definitely not the burden.
No, not the burden.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women could see what men go through.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they wouldn't want that for themselves.
No
You know what I'm
way.
saying? Like imagine you have to be drafted.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
It's a
imagine
lot. Imagine,
yeah.
they're taking your house away because, like, all right, like nowadays, the military, they're not getting paid.
Mhm.
And, God forbid, you have to watch your husband now. You could see it, like the weight of the world is, how are we going to eat? How are we going to pay the bills? How are you going to, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you can see that in their face. I remember seeing my dad being stressed, and my mom also worked, but, you know, and I would hear, how she would talk to herself more, like, all right, how can I help him? How can I ease this tension or whatever? So that's, they have it a whole lot harder, especially when they have a family that they have to support or, maintain or whatever. Or if even they're taking care of extended family, their parents or whatever.
I've seen stuff in real life. Like I'm not just talking opinion right now. Like there's female bosses who I've worked over. You know what I'm saying? Like I was responsible of overseeing these other facilities,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who've worked below me. Um, there's female bosses who are on the same level as me. I've seen it firsthand. They want the power and status, right, of boss or manager, but not the responsibility and burden. And most of these females I've seen, when pressure arises and it's like, yo, why doesn't it get that? There's always excuses. Naturally, they run away from accountability. So part of responsibility is accountability. They
Mm.
kind of go hand in hand. The burden you got to take, it costs to be the boss. I didn't make that phrase up. It's been
Mm-hmm.
out there. It costs to be the boss. A lot of females don't. They want boss. They don't want what it costs.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, I 100% believe that because it's really not in their DNA. That's really what it comes down to. Like, I could talk and break it down and stuff like that, but for summarize it and put it in layman's terms, it's not in their DNA. So if it's not in your DNA, it's not innate for you. It's not ancestry. It's not ancestral. I'm sorry. Um, then you're going to struggle with it.
Mm.
You're going to struggle with it. So I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think it's their fault. I don't think they like really, really try to be. It's just you just naturally do what's innate. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? What is intrinsic, you lean towards. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that that's why it comes down to that. So some of them are aware and they do it purposely, and others are not aware, do it
Mm.
subconsciously, but they both doing it.
Yeah.
Guys have no choice.
Yeah. Can a man protect a woman if he sees her as an equal? Yeah, I think he can. I think a man can protect, you know, whoever he needs to protect, a man or a woman, another man or whatever. As long as he feels that he can and that they deserve it. I don't think that even if the woman if he sees her as an equal, I mean, it could be, does he see her as an equal mentally, like is she as smart as him but not as strong as him, you know? See, I'm learning. I am learning to read more in depth. It depends on what her equality is to
You
him.
can't put depends
I mean, no, I
because
think that he
that's
can, regardless of what equal level she is, mentally, physically, whatever. A man can totally still protect a woman even if he sees her as an equal.
the operative word is he has to view her that way, not her being that way. That's the operative word. That's very important.
But even if
Now,
he
I'm
does
gonna break
see
it.
her,
I'm gonna break it
oh,
down. I'm gonna break it down. You and I can make the same amount of money a year. I don't see you as an equal. So if we were in a relationship and I don't see you as an equal, but you make the same amount of money as me, I can protect you. But if I look at it is because it's subjective. Remember, he sees her. That's why I say it's operative. Now it's subjective. It's that man, not what society. I've dated alpha subs. They were bosses out there. To me, submissive. I never see the boss. And if they try to bring that a little bit, I check them, hold them accountable, discipline, get them right back on track. Don't forget who I am and who you belong to. That's the world. Don't even think I'm the same.
mm,
You bring them back to reality. So if it's all about subjective, what that man has to see. So if all these things that we stated where he doesn't see, even if let's take the money out of that, he makes more money than her. She's a housewife. But he doesn't lead there. So he doesn't see him as, like I mentioned earlier, chauvinistic. You have to have a little chauvinistic in you, asshole. You know what I'm saying? Because then he's not gonna believe he can protect her because he's like, oh, well, we're equal. If I do this, I'm gonna be a bad man. Oh, if I'm gonna open the door for her, she might say, I got arms. I don't want a problem. I don't want no beef. I don't want conflict. I don't want her yelling and stuff like I don't want stress. You know what I'm saying? He don't dictate how his relationship gonna be. He don't dictate the energy around him. And if that energy can't adjust, I'm out. I'm getting around the energy that aligns. He can't do that because he's viewing her as an equal. So he might have that protective nature in him, but because he doesn't see her, because he sees her as an equal, I'm sorry, he's restricting himself. He's restricting his intrinsic power, his nature.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? Because he sees her as equal. So he's kind of saying, well, if I could protect you, you could protect me too. So you don't really need me for that. Cause you got it, girl. You a strong, independent chick. You don't need me for that. So I can't really protect you. We're equal. So if we go out and shit hits the fan and you going up to that dude and popping off and at the mouth, I can't tell you to shut the fuck up. I can't tell you what I see is about to happen. You getting emotional. You can't think logically. I could see it from a distance. Oh, look at his movements. He might attempt to slap her. I could see that shit coming. But what should I do in that situation? Because we're equal. So I can't even protect her. Because we're equal. So, I mean, she could protect herself, right? So I feel like the man kind of have to have a little asshole in him. He gotta be a little dominant. He gotta be a little masculine and view her unequal to be like, yo, step behind me. Because equal people don't do that. Leaders and followers don't view themselves as equal. So God forbid, I always go back to this. The trespasser, right? God forbid the tire, right? You're both driving. You know, who's pumping the gas? He's driving. She's pumping the gas. She's driving. He's in the passenger. She's pumping the gas. You know what I'm saying? Like who's out there? I'd rather be out there in the cold. You stay warm.
Mm.
You see the mentality of the man that always wants to protect this chick back in the days, and you can even attest to this, right? Because you probably seen movies, you're a movie buff. We've seen memes of the guy having the coat and it's raining. What does he do
Gives her
when
a
she
coat.
has the blouse? Or we even used to see
Yeah.
this, a puddle.
Yeah, they put the thing with a puddle.
So the guy will make sacrifices, right? He will kind of suffer for a bit to protect her. If he sees her as equal, he cannot be a gentleman. He cannot implement chivalry. Everything goes back full circle. We got these bullets in order for a reason that aligns with the title.
You know, they even used to put that in Tom and Jerry. They would put the cape,
Mhm.
except it was a cape. Why would a cat have a cape? But they would take it off and fling, and then the girl cat would walk across.
Yeah.
Even in the cartoons, they were
So
implementing
so
that.
you got to understand in that regard, a lot of times there's a trigger word for women. I'm
Yep.
glad you said the opposite of me, because there's a lot of women that would say what you said. This is a trigger for women because when you think a man doesn't see you as equal, you think you're shit. It's a trigger for you to think like he don't give a fuck about me, like I'm chopped liver. But it's not what it is. Like there has to be a kind of like a fucked up mentality for good shit to happen. If that makes sense, I'm trying to break it down in layman's terms for them to
No,
understand.
like the word submission is a trigger for women.
Yeah. So there has to like in BDSM, I've always said, even at the master class, it is an unequal dynamic but a match. You see the irony? So in a way, it's like when women hear unequal, they're like, no, like that means he's okay to treat me like shit.
Yeah, like I'm below him. And
Yeah,
that's not how it
see,
is.
that's not how it is. So the term equal is a trigger, but the reality is in order for the woman to be fulfilled and for her to be protected 100%, the man, remember we're making this about the man, he has to see you as not a man. Because if I see another man who's masculine, going to the gym and stuff like that, like I get praise all the time when I'm going to big dudes, taller than me, shorter than me, same height or whatever. We in the gym, we head nod each other and we're strangers. I could see this dude for years. I never know his name. I just head nod him, pound him up. You never know his name. Same thing. You could be working with a dude like that's how we are. We're not social like women. We could be. I know this dude in the gym. That's how I refer to him as. I know this dude in the gym.
That's true.
We could be. We could look at it because I look at him as an equal. So I'm like, yo, you could lift that weight like I could, unless you ask me for a spot. But I see him as equal because I'm looking at him as a manly man. Because I'm a manly man. But I don't see a woman as a manly man. You see what I did there?
I do. I see what you did
You
there.
see, so if I don't see a woman as a manly man, I'm not seeing her as equal in that regard. We could break this in so many different dialects. We could break it in so many different aspects. Figurative, literal.
That's what
Men and
that's the
women
same
are
thing
equal.
almost.
Men and women are equal by law. Men and women may be equal in different value, not equal in the same value. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is when we say equal, you can look at it like, oh, gender. No, then
Like strength or
yeah,
intelligence.
you know. So he has to see you as like not equal. That doesn't mean lower.
Right.
Then you know what I'm saying?
Maybe he could
Like
see you equal mentally, but not equal in strength.
Yeah, because at that moment we're implementing inferior and superior.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like sometimes it's okay to be inferior in certain situations. I use the analogy all the time of the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
What I do in this world is beast shit,
Mm-hmm.
boss shit. But if I go in the jungle, that's a different realm. I've never been there. I would have to adapt or perish.
Even those words
But
are
what but
triggers.
what would I do to survive? Cling on and get on the team of
The
the
lion.
most dominant lion in the pride,
Mm-hmm.
and take a step back and learn from him, and follow, because this is his realm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What were the other words? It wasn't equal. You just said,
Inferior.
yeah, even those words are, because if you're
Yeah.
not equal to him and you're inferior, even those are trigger words.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, I think, because the next one, all right. Feminism, social media, government assistance, and incentives, and I'm going to say specific wordings used, are all these things that contribute to helping women fight submission. Yes, indeed. I 100% believe it. I believe that when they, um, because if you deep dive into why women were first given their rights, right? You could go on forever into these rabbit holes. It was specifically so that they can tax both genders, right? So, with that being said, they want to tax both genders, and how can we do that even more? Have the women, have the nuclear family separate, et cetera, et cetera. Then we have the government assistance, which helps, the single parents be able to, take care of their children. But I think with all that, they put in specific words to trigger women into not, into not wanting to, into seeing those words as a problem, as descriptives to what they are, which is going to make them, already put up a fight. Like, I'm not be inferior to anybody. You know what I'm saying? I think that those things were done on purpose. Am I even answering the question? Yes, I am. So yes, I think that all those things help contribute a woman to fight submission. And even that word, ladies, don't just automatically let your emotions grab a hold of you. And just because you hear the word submission or submissive, or somebody asks you, "Are you submissive to your boyfriend or your husband?" Don't get offended over that. If you're choosing that person to be your boyfriend or your husband, then why wouldn't you be submissive to him if he's a good man? Why are you choosing, if he's not a good man, why are you choosing a piece of shit man to be your partner? That don't make no sense.
Because all the stuff you stated,
Ah, you see how it all ends up?
the
Take it
feminism,
away.
the
Take it
feminism, the
away.
social media, the other women, the government assistance.
That's what I'm
So
saying. Use
so
your own
here so
mind.
here's what I believe. I feel like all these three things, and then the fourth thing that you mentioned, are all powerful in the urban community. And I say urban because I don't say specifically black women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say Spanish women, because there's like probably 0.00000000001 Asian that are on government assistance, white women that are,
There's a lot of
y-
white
you
people
know,
on government
you know what
assistance.
I'm saying. So, um, you know, with that also being implemented, they're also susceptible to being influenced psychologically by all these other things as well. Because of that, they're in that circumstance. That's the status. That's a status there. You know what I'm saying? So, um if you think about it, it's like, well, I don't need a man because I could, work off the books and get assistance from the government. Oh, i
Mm.
don't i don't need a man. That's what they say online. I don't need a man. That's what they say in music. I don't need a man. That's why they say in with my friends. My single mom said that to me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're getting all this education from all of that, and then it's an indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? Of building this ideology now of this disdain towards men. I
Mm.
feel like it's a disdain towards men, and it's resentment. So for them to not want to submit, that's what I think it comes down to. So um Damn, did I answer this shit or all
Yeah,
these
yeah,
things?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're contributing to it and more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're it actually comes down to like what they're seeing as like they're seeing a benefit. You know, at this moment, a modern chick could be like, "Oh, I'll run away," or "Damn, I want to start a family at this point." You know, so I'll get with the fucked up dude because I just want a kid. If it don't work out, I don't care. I'll take the kid and I'll get government assistance. You see the fucked up mentality?
That's
It's
crazy.
not I'm gonna work it out. It's not I'm gonna probably go to counseling with him. It's not I'm gonna go to therapy and work on myself to be a better wife, mother, my kids or whatever, boy girlfriend. No, it's oh if it don't work out, don't worry, cause I got this roster. I could fuck whoever I want, fuck on the first night, feminism, sexual liberation, post my booty online. Da da da, can't nobody tell me nothing. Take trips whenever I want. I'm getting all this government assistance that I'm using on the trip. I'm not even using it on the kid. He only gets pay less shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't get expensive shit. I get expensive shit. I got a new car. He getting shit. She getting shit. They're getting shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
Mm.
really going to, it's not putting in a life insurance for him, building a trust, building a bond. You know what I'm saying? The child support ain't going to them. It's going to the woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm not saying they all doing it, but most of them are doing it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because do we see where the money is going?
Mm-mm.
You see, how can we keep record of that? You see, so
We could totally keep record though.
there's a lot more incentive of what they're seeing. It is they're seeing a lot of benefits visually from their friends. There, if a woman is doing that and she's a new a mother, firstborn, new mother. Where's she getting that education from? Probably one of her friends, two of her friends did the same shit. You know, women always put
Oh,
women on
mm-hmm.
by doing that. Oh, girl, this is what you could do.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, they always do that. You know what I'm saying? They're seeing public celebrities doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so they're looking at the benefit. That's what it comes down to. And when it comes to submission, they're looking at restriction. That's gonna restrict me from the benefit. So I think all these things are playing a major factor, but I think the incentive is what's gonna keep them fighting that. But I feel like I don't have an issue with women submitting when I'm pursuing them in a romantic, intimate dynamic because I educate,
Mm.
like I lead. That's part of leading as a man. I hold them accountable, you know. So I make them look internally.
Mm.
So oftentimes women get in these, well, females because they don't elevate to women divine. I help women elevate to divine. So uh, uh, um, females stay females with dudes. They don't elevate there. So they're not learning nothing but fucked up shit. Because a lot of times, I'm not even gonna just hold the women accountable. I'm gonna hold the men accountable too. A lot of these dudes don't know how to do shit. Men are many things, but masters of nothing. I wrote
Mm-hmm.
that in my first book, The Seduction of Discipline. Masters of nothing. They don't want to be masters of shit. I say, men, now when you get to king and god level, that's a different realm.
Mm.
Different realm. You're in the divine status now. You're masters of possibly many things. Like my hat.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You're masters of many things. So a lot of these dudes, they all the things they know how to do is probably roll a blunt good and play
Mm.
video games good and roll a blunt. Like that's a lot of these dudes, but they're not good at a lot of things. But then when they get to the level of God and King, they're good at a lot of things. And when they get to that level, the woman is lucky to get with a man like that
Mm.
because she's not gonna remain stagnant there. She's gonna elevate
That's true.
because the feminine is just built to flow, right? But when she get in there, she can't be in the feminine. She can't flow.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like that restricts it in that regard because there's not a lot of dudes that's putting their foot down. They actually think the best way to connect is pandering, simping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Giving them everything they want, never telling them no. That's it. And then they metaphorically fall off a cliff or get
Mm-hmm.
into a hole because they do that.
It's true. Do you think modern females want marriage, a wedding, and to be a wife? Well, I am proud to say my daughter, who's 24, we were talking and she said, I think we were talking about her ex, and she said something. I want to be a wife. I don't know how to be a wife. I want to learn how to be a wife first. And I was like, what? And I was like, what does that mean? You want to be married? I said, she was like, yeah, I want to get married, but before even get married, I need to learn how to be a wife. Like, what does that mean? So, and I was very shocked. I was surprised. Um, it makes me, it gives me reassurance that she's listening to me when we have these conversations. Um, but I gotta tell you, I think she's one of the few mm, you know females in this time that thinks like that. I think a lot of modern females want the wedding and want a marriage. I know that they want a wedding and they want a husband and they want to have that life. They want to have a kid. I don't know if they know what it means to be in a marriage, to be a wife with a husband. You know what I mean? Like I don't. I think they see things on a very superficial type of level.
You know why she thinks like that? Two things. Um, I believe like her atmosphere, and that can be like social media, her circle of friends, and stuff like that. But I'm gonna see if you can answer it. The main thing of why she thinks like that. Do you know why?
What she saw with me and her dad, and maybe she saw, okay, maybe not go that route with like how they did. I don't know.
You're kind of
Warm?
there.
Am I warm?
Yeah, it's only
Mm.
one thing. It's you.
Me.
Yeah, it's you.
Mm. Yeah.
It's not about the guys. For women, it's you.
Okay.
Like women just naturally follow. That's their that they always go back to their intrinsic nature.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Their intrinsic activities. Following the verb. You know what I'm saying? They always go back to that, whether it's other women or men.
Mm.
So if if you were a fucked up mother, fucked up mentality, um, doing all these things or whatever, she's not gonna think like that. Your mindset, how you're talking to her, leading, I don't know, maybe she watches the podcast. And you're an example for her. That's what it is. So
Mm.
reality is you gotta understand that. Remember when I always talk about like the young, especially boys, are watching more than listening?
Mm-hmm.
So they're watching their dad do stuff, their grandfather, their uncle, and doing stuff. And that's shaping their reality of what they want to do. Right? So she's probably witnessing, retaining that, keeping quiet about it, not mentioning to you, but she's witnessing. You see what I'm saying? So you're playing a major role of influencing her, and you probably don't even know it.
Mm.
So that's probably why she thinks like that. So um, you know, it comes down to leading by example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand if you got a if you got a single mom who has a daughter and the single mom is not active with the daughter, they don't get along.
Mm-hmm. It's
Um,
bad.
they don't have a relationship. They can't talk about everything. She doesn't have that mentality. I don't. Well, before I get married, let me learn how to be a wife. I'm not ready yet until I master this.
Mm.
I don't even know how to cook. I don't even know if what if he wanted his boxers folded. Is that what a wife does? Like, teach me, mom, or
Mm.
teach me, teacher. She's in high
Mm-hmm.
school and she's being tutored by the teacher after. Oh, I don't want to say this in front of the other classmates. I'm embarrassed, but can I be vulnerable with you? Maybe I'm writing a book in my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can I be vulnerable with you? Oh yeah, you can be vulnerable, Kelly. Uh, yes, Miss Suhei, Miss Suhei, Miss Sotomayor. Um, you know, I how you were a wife or whatever, like how do that, what does that entail? You seem like you're leading by example.
Mm.
If you a trash bitch, you know what I'm saying? If you're like doing crazy shit, she see you posting half naked pictures online and stuff like, she's not gonna think like that.
Mm.
Because
She'll be
you're
posting half naked pictures
yeah,
online.
yeah, you're in a position where she thinks in her mind, oh well, even if it's subconscious, oh, she's older than me, she went through experiences, blah blah, maybe a level of success, money, stuff like that, sponsors, whatever it is, business. She's doing something right. So she's seeing the success of that, and it's like, damn, maybe I gotta change my energy because I'm seeing how their energy is. That person or whatever that I'm following, mentor, whatever. I'm a mentee. I'm seeing their energy, and damn, now I want to match that
Mm.
because
That's true.
everything else is maybe that's the byproduct. Maybe the success is the byproduct of that. You don't know what's going through their head, so it could be all subconscious. That's why she stated that to you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you were different, I don't think she would have that. Probably be a feminist. She'd probably be a feminist.
Oh, she totally is. She's a half and half.
You know what I'm saying?
She totally is. She even said, she was like, I will believe a woman's story over a man's first time around in a heartbeat. Because then I have to hear it again and be like, wait a second, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Do you think modern men want marriage
Oh, wait a
to
minute. Let
be
me answer that. Marriage, a wedding, and to be a wife. Modern females want marriage, a wedding, but not to be a wife
Yeah, I agree with that.
because the status shit for them.
Yeah.
They like to show off. They like attention. They want to be able to be like, oh, I'm not a failure. Look,
Yeah.
tell family, friends, look, co-workers, look, I'm not a failure. You think a man that's 35, 32, who's still not married, don't have kids, but got a lot of money, success and stuff like that, who's working on building his family and legacy? You think he cares if people are like, oh well, you're not married yet? You think he cares? If he's in his masculine, you think he cares?
No.
No, I'm taking my time, bro.
Yeah, or if he
But
has
the
everything.
woman, she knows she got a short window,
Oh, she has, what is that called? Something about a clock.
biological
A
clock.
biological
Yeah,
clock.
she knows she got that. So all her friends are making her even more insecure. Family
Especially if they're
stuff
getting
she's
married.
saying. Oh, look, all the people I went to high school with, married with kids, all that, all
Mm.
that's playing a factor. Or how they think now. Now they monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So they want that to show that they're not a failure. But the reality is, like that's the first step. The wife is the job. They don't want the job. It goes back full circle on the bullets prior where we talk about they want the power and the status because for some people that might be for some women that might be power, not some people. I'm sorry. That might be power,
Mm-hmm. That's true.
status, but they don't want the responsibility. Wife is responsibility, burden, so they don't want that. So I think wife, even subconsciously, they're like, that's a role. No,
Mm.
I'm good with the show. Let's take all these pictures and have a big one, big wedding, mad people there. That I gotta cost this amount of money. I want
Mm.
to record it, post it online.
Let's live stream it. Mm-hmm.
See how much views we get,
That's
likes.
crazy. All right. So, do modern men want marriage to be a husband and a wedding? Modern men. I think that if men are even thinking about marriage nowadays, and I don't know. I'm not a man. I don't know. Do modern men? No, I don't think they want a marriage. I don't think they want a wedding, and I think they might want a husband. Benefits.
Wow, you and I agree. That's twice. Wow.
That's crazy.
My energy must be like influencing you.
Maybe my. I'm just kidding.
No, because
I know, I know,
I've
I
been I'm
know.
not and I'm gonna explain my answer. I'm gonna
I
explain
think
why.
that's my answer.
So I believe they want to be a husband, even if it's subconscious, because when you're a husband, you take a role of provider and protector, and it's just nature for the man to be a leader. They go back to the name. Remember, soul circle. I
Mm-hmm.
talked about this earlier. We go
Mm-hmm.
back to what makes us feel comfortable. It's just comfortable because we born leaders. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to tell me. You don't need to tell me if shit hits the fan what I need to do to protect you. You don't need to. It's innate. Even if I was a beta man mangina. I might think it's innate. Imagine the video game guy. The video game guy got the headphones on. Da, da. Oh, baby, maybe she's not submissive like that. Nigga,
Mm.
you keep playing on that. I need this jar open. You stronger than me. Fuck, this bitch always fucking talking and yelling. All right, yo, guys. I don't know, cause I've saw like videos. They
Yeah.
be on the whole shit
Yeah, I
with a
know.
whole like a group chat. Yo, guys, I gotta take a break. Hold on. Put the thing down. Put it in. What's up? I need it. All right, you good? Easy. That's strength. He didn't.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. Or even he doesn't even need to be told, right? He just naturally do that. All right, you good? Go back to the video game. He did it without thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it, that's a role that we are just always gonna take because men gotta improve. They gotta step up regardless. And if we don't, we gonna get shamed and held accountable by the other men and women around us or women that don't even know us. You a dog, you a dog. Like we're gonna get shamed for us to step up. Women don't. They always got somebody to rescue them. So the reality is, I believe a lot of men would not even want to go through the process. Damn, can we just get to the byproduct? I don't want all this show shit. Can we just go to the court? Elope?
Mm.
Like, why we gotta do all this? That's the woman. He's standing there, he's working all day long, all day night, maybe 60 times a week to provide for them. And she's like, baby, we gotta set a time to pick out my dress, look at the catalogs. Yo, can't you do that with your girls? No, I'm getting married to you. Don't you wanna do? He's like, fuck. He's talking to his boys. Yo, I don't wanna tell my girl this, but I hate this process, yo. Like
I hate
we
that
gotta
process.
sit down. We gotta look at catalog. We
That's
gotta
too
pick a
much.
place. You see? You think dudes care about that? A lot of times the females love the whole process of it. And then they're gonna set their camera somewhere, hire a DJ, hire the camera person. Yo, make sure you live streaming. Make sure, and you be telling me how many likes we getting. Usually we live stream.
That's
Tell me how many
crazy.
likes we get. Like they're planning all this. The dude is like, I would rather avoid all this. Can we
Mm.
just go to a judge or something and then get the papers and do it in the court? Like a few people could be there who we
Mm.
trust and witness. That's all I care about. Cause I'm already doing husband shit before I got the title. So if we
Mm-hmm.
just make it official. I feel like that's how most masculine men would think. They wouldn't be all into the process of it. So I feel like it's opposite. The females don't want the responsibility.
They want the
That's
party.
why I say females, because once you get to wife, yeah, they relish that. They wanna be that. Like I've talked to a woman 2 years ago or whatever, where she was saying she wanted to, she wants to be a wife. Most women will say, I want a husband. She
Mm.
said she wanna be a wife. I'm like, ooh, that's a bar. I said to her, that was like, that's a bar.
Was she on the show? I think somebody on the show said it too.
Maybe.
I can't remember. Go ahead.
But you know, that's why I put her in the divine realm. I don't put
Mm.
her in female. But most females don't even want wife. They want the extravagant shit. They want the show. They want the attention. The whole marriage and the wedding. The man, opposite. Let me just
Mm-hmm.
get the status of husband because I've been doing this since we first met.
Yep.
And then like the process of it, then maybe you could get one of your girls to go through all that. I'm working. I don't know when I'm gonna have time this week.
That's too
You, you
much.
you see you
All
see
that
what's
stuff.
going on?
Mm.
So I think it's opposite. I might be wrong, but from the males that I've
No,
spoken to, from the men that I've spoken to, this is what they've told me.
yeah, no, I
Even
totally agree with you.
myself, I wouldn't even
There are
care for all
women
that.
who have made books, like huge things with pamphlets and flyers, like how they want step by step, how they want their
hmm
and all that. No
Most
way.
if you look at history, right?
Headache.
If you look at history, even in film, you always see the bridesmaid
Mm-hmm.
going with her to get fitted.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the husband there because there's like, oh, there's a jinx if you see me in my
Yeah, in the wedding dress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not in that mindset. I never was the type to I need a big wedding. No. No, no. I got married in my backyard. No, thank you. Um And I think nowadays, though, what I would do if I was one of these young women nowadays, I would do that. Go to the judge with, the two witnesses, not spend money on, on an extravagant dress or the photographer, not all of that. do that. The money that you save, buy your house or get a condo, whatever.
Mm.
Whatever you're gonna do with that money that you were gonna blow on a party,
You know what? You know what? I don't. I
have a
don't.
party later, a month later.
I don't think it's I don't think it's a wrong thing to hire a photographer and do all that. Y'all could keep the pictures for y'all
That's true,
and the
but
people you care about for memories.
yeah, that's true.
Y'all could keep it for you. Y'all could keep it in your house. Frame it. Put it
I
in.
would do a party afterwards, but
Yeah,
like a
you know what I'm saying?
you know,
Like
decent.
where you're people that you trust. Not no
Yeah,
fucking stranger that's gonna bring bad energy there, curse you, and in their mind they're
yeah,
like, I never wanted them to be successful,
exactly.
but they're smiling in your face. Oh, congratulations! It was
Yeah,
I knew you too. In their mind, you don't want that around you.
yeah,
You
definitely
know what I'm
not.
saying? So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I think it's okay if you do the pictures thing. It's the whole social media that's with me. I'm old school.
Yes, too
You know what
much.
I'm saying? Even though if I'm
And then
still in
sometimes,
the like millennial young late 30s, I'm still not a social media guy. I'm still
mm,
not a guy that likes the attention. I'm very private and low key. You know, so
true.
I hate all that. Like I feel
Yeah.
like dudes that like attention are feminine. Like
And then they
that
get crazy in that time. Like you heard of bridezillas? Like they
yeah.
turn like psychos.
Yeah.
No, no, thank you. It's too much
The
stress.
whole traditional bachelorette parties. Like who does it? That's weird to me. Dude, I'm already poly. Well, why would I have a bachelorette party where we hire a stripper and oh it's your last day on earth as a free man? That's stupid to me. Like, no, we're not doing that. I feel like it's weird to do that in general. Like I'm gonna be sitting there like I'm a dominant too. That's gonna be weird to me for
Mm.
a chick to be doing it, like be looking at her
Oh
like,
yeah, like the strippers dancing
all
on you.
right, like this is what you do to get paid. Yeah, I didn't pay for them. They did because I would have never. You know what I'm saying?
When you get married, your best man really has to know you because they're gonna throw you a party like that, and you're
Yeah,
gonna be like, "This sucks, man."
most of the guys in my circle are like me, and if they're not, trust me, I don't. They're not around me. Because trust
Yeah,
and respect are vital assets in my dynamic.
yeah.
Integrity, principles, you know what I'm saying, morals, values. You know, that's why we are friends. And
Mm.
then like at the end of the day, now you become brothers. You know what I'm
I
saying?
also don't think honestly that women like the whole uh I mean, yes, I do think that they like the male strippers, but after that, like once they're done, like I've heard stories with female strippers and bachelor parties,
Me
but
too.
it's not the same with female strippers and female bachelor parties. I mean, not that I have heard of,
Now I think a feminine woman, um, who's like submissive, she gonna look at that as cheating. She's not gonna want to do that.
and it's embarrassing sometimes.
Yeah.
But I like in Saved by the Bell, the very last one where they made a movie where Zach and Kelly got married. Her maid of honor she was like, I have the whole uh bridal bachelorette party, and it
Hmm.
was like a spa day. I was like, that
Oh
is
yeah,
perfect.
you're triggering my memory.
That
I've
is
seen that back
perfect.
in the
I would
day.
love that.
You
Anybody that's
you
getting married in my circle, guess what, sis? That's what you're getting.
I'm
No
gonna rewatch
strippers.
that because I remember watching that as a kid.
Getting a facial and a massage and a rub, man.
Hmm.
That's the way to
Yeah.
go. Anyway, if men are logical and women are more emotional, are we just sexually compatible or physically attracted to each other than emotionally and spiritually attracted to each other and capable? If men are logical,
That's
I don't
good.
think we're just sexually compatible or physically attracted to each other. I think it's even because of that. I mean, obviously, you're always gonna need a sexual compatibility and a physical attraction. That's like a given. But I think um with that, men being logical and women more emotional, I think it's almost like opposites attract, kind of like you feel each other in the spaces that you need. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay, I
um
get it.
so I think you learn from each other and you learn how to um connect more on an emotional and spiritual level. Ooh, that was so hard for me to come out and say.
So if I'm thinking in general, I think this is true. I think that we are, because I'm not thinking within me, I'm thinking outside of me. I think we only are, like, if you look at male and female, we're not talking about man and woman, divine. We're not talking about God, goddess, king, queen, dominant, submissive, masculine, feminine. We're not talking about that. We're talking about male and female. XY chromosomes, XX, you're born with the genitalia, this or that. You know what I'm saying? Physically and all that, right? Based off our nature, our intrinsic, activities, our flow. Um, it's sexually compatible and physically attracted.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe it is. Um, Once you get into the emotional and spiritual aspect, you're getting into the divine. But initially, there's
Yes, initially.
the attraction on both end, sexually and physically, because that would mean that a man like me would get with the women that, I don't want to say ugly, because beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Um, so what I might think is not attractive, another man thinks is attractive.
Right.
So to me, subjectively, if I'm like, emotionally, she get me, spiritually, we're on the same wavelength, but I'm not physically attracted to her. I'm not sexually attracted to her. Um then that means I would get with them.
Mm,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
If it was the other way around. But at the end of the day, as a male, because I'm still a male, the physical attracts me. Now, once I get there, and that's the catalyst to making me want to pursue her, now this is when the God and the King is implemented. You know what I'm saying? And then I get to know her.
Mm,
And if the personality shit, it's like when you see a Ferrari, and you see a Ferrari that you're like, wow, the exterior is great. And the dealer, he's a fucking sleazeball. You know, the once you open the door, yo, there's a light out. The fucking rear view mirror is falling.
mm,
There's the leather is scratched. Like it looked like somebody took a blade
mm,
and scratched the leather. It's deteriorating. It smells in there.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's how it is. I'm using that analogy in the best way I can to describe it.
Right.
Exterior is great. The woman, body, physical. Internally sucks.
Not compatible.
Now that's the God. That's the king. That's like, beauty's not enough. The male, that's the catalyst to keeping me there. I don't
Mm.
give a fuck if she's dumb. I don't give a fuck if she don't
It looks
cater
good on the
to
outside.
my emotions, my feelings, my boundaries, my rules. I don't care if she doesn't want to be submissive here. I don't care if she is not present. I don't care if she doesn't want to grow. I don't care if she's disrespecting me. I don't care if she doesn't have personality because her morals does not coincide with mine. I don't care if her energies don't. She's bad though. She got the fatty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She got the fatty. You know what I'm saying? BBL, face. Oh, she got the fatty though. I don't care about all that other stuff. See, that's the male thinking. See, so I'm telling you, I'm still the man because I'm a male.
Yeah.
But elevating myself to that level of king and god, it's like letting the girl know this is not going to be enough. You're going to have to step
Mm.
up because
Mm-hmm.
that's what a king and god's going to make you do if you're not there yet. The male is not holding you accountable, not going to discipline. He's not a dominant. So he's just going to go off the fact of sexual talents, beauty,
Mm.
maybe ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to keep him there. No matter all the fucked up shit that she's doing, she could be even cheating on him, and he knows. He found out, took her back. She's posting online, being
Mm.
disrespectful, booty and half naked, advertising herself, because that's what women do. They advertise. Like
Mm.
men don't advertise. Like you advertise to be picked. We actually are the buyers. We gotta pursue. You know what I'm saying? So we like pitch ourselves. Like when you're approaching, it's like It's like you're we don't even really pitch, I would say. I would say like we're the buyers. So it's like somebody that's advertising, like you see a commercial, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you see a commercial of, well, there's no Ferrari or Lamborghini commercials for a reason, but you see a commercial of like maybe fast food, and you're like, damn, that makes me hungry. Like I
Mm.
want to go and buy that. You know what I'm saying? So men are the buyers, women are advertising. So in a way, when you're looking at that regard, it's like, yo, she's advertising still.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's not in a relationship, and you're gonna still tolerate there and remain there. That's the male.
Mm.
He's in the simp realm.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I believe initially the male and female were attracted to themselves looking at physical.
Mm.
Like you got these chicks that go, you go to the bar with your boys, right? I went to the bar one time with my boys and I was breaking this shit down with them. And they were like, damn, dude. Some of them didn't even know I was an author. Cause one guy was like, yo, you should write a book. I was like, I got 7. What? Let me so he went on Amazon and started buying some. So this is how I broke it down in our group. We went out to the bar. And me, I'm not thirsty. I'm always like chilling at the bar, whatever. If I see something, I might go up and talk to it. But I'm not a serial, next one, next one, next one. Boom, it don't work out. Boom, I'm good. I'm chilling. So we at the bar chilling, and we see these girls. These girls come right by us. They actually came to us. So me, I make the first interaction. I simple. Hey ladies, how you doing tonight? Yo, they ignore me, right?
Rude.
But I could see them smiling. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, they think I'm handsome. They think I'm cute. But you know what? How I broke the other dude. My boy was like, "Yo, that's rude." I was like, "Yo, don't even take it personal." I was like, "This already lets me know their character, so I don't even want to pursue them anyway." And they were like, "Why?" So I explained. I was like, "You see these chicks? They probably looking for ballers. They don't know we ballers, but we low key.
Mm.
They look at us as, yo, nigga, you in the same realm as us. We both at the bar. You ain't in VIP like them."
Mm.
See what I'm getting to? So the reality is a lot of times the initial for a female, because those were females, and I see it right off the bat of them not even just being cordial. Like you don't even have to
Yeah,
make
being
it so
polite.
crazy. Just
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, you could acknowledge. But it is what it is. They're looking at it like, yo, if they're in VIP, that means they got a lot of money. If they got a lot of money, that's what providers. That's stability. That's status. Because
Mm.
you have to have status to be there. So boom, they probably got cars, they probably got so they're thinking of if those dudes said hello, they would say hello. See where I'm
Mm-hmm.
going? So we're looking at the initial of them looking at things as a catalyst to attraction and the men looking at just the physical. See the physical that I found them cute made me
Approach.
approach. But they was looking at me like, damn nigga, you probably dusty.
Like you're
Cause
not even in.
you at the
Yeah.
bar with me. They don't know that Superman is underneath Clark Kent. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know who you are. So,
Plus, girl, you at the bar too.
but the thing is,
Rude.
this goes back to the biological makeup of the woman of even in this concept not wanting equal. She wants better. Remember, I mentioned something like pay
Mm-hmm.
attention. I mentioned something, nigga. You probably dusty. You at the bar with me.
Mm-hmm.
The VIP guy, they can't afford to be in VIP. So they're looking at the VIP guys as status. They're looking at them as ballers. Those guys say hello or yo, come over here. They don't gotta do much. Stand up, a gesture. They'll run over there. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I looked at it, I was like, yo, dude. I said to the guys, yo, y'all don't want to fuck with these chicks anyways, unless y'all willing to put out some money and at the end of the day, y'all just gonna fuck them. Y'all not gonna build some long term because
Mm.
you could already see how their personality is from the first interaction. And one dude was like, man, I don't care. Like, I'll fuck them or whatever. And these dudes make 6 figures, 7 figures, business owners or whatever it is. But we just don't have that type of mentality.
Mm.
So one guy was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't care how much y'all gonna pay. They bad. But
Oh
me
Lord.
and my closest boy is have the same mentality. Nah, we're not even gonna put that because the conversation is the initial of where we're gonna go. So they're looking at the status of those guys to be the catalyst to it. So I feel like male and female attraction. So I just showed you my personal experience. What I did, attraction, physical. But obviously the God and the King, I ignored him. But I could have kept pursuing, right? I could have kept going. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
what are y'all ladies drinking? You see? What y'all ladies drinking?
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe that would
That would
have,
be like,
you see?
okay.
Because now they're looking at, oh, he's
He's
willing to
spending
put
money.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, but I'm like, yo, you could have got that if you would have talked to me.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't even acknowledge. But see, that's what I'm saying. The simp guy goes beyond. Me, you disrespectful? Okay. Now the dominant comes out. Bye. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's all good. Nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? But the dude that just can't take that rejection is keep going.
Mm.
He keep going. He's like, damn, what do I gotta do to get that piece of ass? Ladies, what y'all drinking today? Call the waitress. Yo, I want a VIP table. The power of the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so I feel like the initial would be what we would based off our biological makeup, what we would both be attracted to opposite, but it's still sexual because for some
Mm-hmm.
women, sexual compatibility could be linked with money.
That's true.
Physical attractiveness could be, well, most men in VIP, they dress a certain way.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But the reality is, you got the most people that really, really have money that are rich that buy shit at Walmart to wear.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You don't know. I'm telling you, they go out there dressed like Clark Kent,
Yeah,
Superman underneath.
true. All right. And our last bullet, are people more likely to see more baby showers than weddings? And why? I say yes. More people are more likely to see baby showers than weddings. Um, and why? Well, baby showers are forever. Weddings may not last. That's awful. But no, I think that a lot of uh people, men and women, I think they don't think that it should be in steps. Like I don't think a lot of people think, oh, I have to date, get married, and have a baby. They don't care what order it is. That's why I think that there's more baby showers than weddings.
I think there's more baby showers than weddings, for a couple of reasons, but I don't want to be here for 2 hours. So I think the main reason is because to have a baby is easier than a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
The planning and the thing, I talked about it, right?
Mm,
Do we have to do I have to reiterate? You got it.
got it.
Okay, they could rewind. So the baby is easy because even crackheads could do that.
It's
They
true.
both poor, like they, you know what I'm saying, living in the projects. Like you could do that. Oh, we want to have a family with it, but the wedding takes more work,
And a
you
lot
know.
more.
And there's more of like people will feel like there's more of a what's the word I'm looking for. There's more of a like a
Return?
bond. There's more of no, not a bond. That's a good term, but they're looking at it in a negative term mindset of it's there's more of a restriction if we get married. Like there's a wedding and stuff like that. Cause I can't just leave. Like whether the
It'll be
man,
harder to leave. You mean?
yeah, cause I could walk away and be separated, but we're still married by law. You know what I'm saying? I could leave the crib, but I don't really got anywhere to go. I'm just trying to see if he's gonna chase me. And he does chase me, and then I come back home. The woman is thinking. Um, so with the baby situation, it's like, and with everything else, like government assistance and whatnot, it's like the dude could be like, "Fuck it, I don't get along with my baby mother. I'm out. She don't make it easy for me. I'm not blaming him because sometimes it's the woman's fault, you know. And or the woman is like, fuck it, you don't want, you're not prepared to have this kid. I'll just take care of it myself. Relinquish your responsibilities. You know, um, there's so many reasons, but I feel like the baby shower, it's kind of like it's a lot of pressure too, because sometimes family could be like, "Oh, when you gonna have kids yet?" You hear that first probably with some family and friends versus when you gonna get married. So that might be
That's true.
pressure too. You know what I'm saying? You get all these gifts and shit from strangers. I don't know. There's different people that have different mentality, but it's sad. But you do see it because I feel like it's easier. It's easier too to just have. That's why you see more baby showers because there's a lot of incentive too. Tax write off with kids. Every
Mm-hmm.
kid you get a tax write off of. You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying? So sometimes maybe they know that.
There was a time where in this country remember, there was like teenagers, like young 14-year-olds having kids.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was a bunch of teenage girls that made a pact that they were all gonna get pregnant together.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? And I think that's another reason why you see more baby showers than weddings.
Yeah. There's a lot more
Yeah.
planning with a wedding. There's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
more.
Which is sad. I
Yeah.
mean, I
It
guess that's
takes
the way it should be,
time.
but you should be planning a baby. That's gonna be with you
You know,
forever.
it takes time because most people when they think about weddings, they think of something big and extravagant. They don't think of eloping or going to the court or
Yeah.
something. You know, so they might think that's a lot of work, that's a lot of planning, it's long term. So it's just easy to have a child. So you see that happening with
Right.
more.
But that's what I'm
Um,
saying. That's why it's fucked up. A wedding
e-
is you have that one day of that magical night. You know what I'm saying? A baby shower. At the end of the shower, you gonna go into labor and have a baby for the rest of your
well, you
life.
know who's doing this more? The urban community. They're fucking this up.
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
when you look at like the traditional family, even like the traditional family black, traditional family Spanish, traditional family Middle Eastern, Asian, right? They do it in steps.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like
true.
if it was a situation where she got pregnant, oh wait, she's a month pregnant, she's 2 months pregnant. We got to start planning now. Like it's a package deal. They know it's coming. If I got her pregnant, I'm marrying her because I'm not gonna have my kids be without a father.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in my principles to do that. So some men think like that. Family put pressure on them too. Do
Mm-hmm.
the right thing. Do the right thing.
Yep.
They don't believe in it. Like imagine a Muslim culture. Imagine Asians. You come home
That's
without a husband
yeah.
and a kid
What's the
from
word?
wedlock.
You dishonored
You're
your
just
family.
yeah. It's owned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot of pressure, and I think sometimes the pressure is good. Like the Muslims, their family is like a conglomerate.
Mm.
If we break up, then that means grandparents gonna be
Everything.
there. Everything's
Yeah.
gonna fucked up here. All these businesses and
Yep.
like so it's some certain things that help them stay together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to work it out. But it's like the baby thing. Some people won't even see that's a bond because you hear the woman say, "Oh well, you nigga, you don't have to do this.
Mm.
You don't gotta be here." Oh word, I don't. Alright, peace. I see him every other week. We'll
Meanwhile,
co-parent.
though, they have
That's sad to me.
because they
Like
have other people in the
you
family.
might as well just get with your baby daddy. Like yo, you got an infant? You got a child that's
Yeah.
2 years old, you got a child that's 1 year, you got a child that's 5 years old, they still need you. They need a child that's 18. And then y'all broke up. They're
Or
18 and
10
then
or
we broke up.
something.
We were
Yeah.
together for 18 years. Then the kids are independent. Now we broke up. No, they broke up early.
Yeah.
But they're co-parenting. It's like, what's the point of doing that?
Mm.
You
Especially
might as
that
well
young.
you
Try
might
it
as well
out
get
again.
back
Yeah.
with them, see if marriage could come about that. Cause even the woman going out there dating is gonna be hard for her.
Yeah.
She just gonna get pumped and dumped. She gonna get pumped and dumped. Like these niggas ain't gonna be around. Cause they gonna know they know enough niggas around. That's actively
Exactly.
there. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? They not gonna, oh yeah, I can't this weekend. Oh, we had plans. Yeah, baby daddy coming over to drop the kid off.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like you gotta interact with them. So now they're looking at it like, damn, another dude's around. All right, I'll smash a couple times. She ain't, then I'm ghosting. Like that's gonna be their path for a while. Now I'm not saying that they won't get lucky. Salute,
Excuse me. Thank you.
salute.
Thank
Yeah, that means it's
you. It's
true.
true.
But
True.
most of the like some people could break out of the matrix. Some women could be fortunate and get lucky. Maybe you meet a guy that's in the same circumstance, and then y'all build a family together. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
It's not
or
possible.
maybe he's willing to accept the kid. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's very hard and rare, but he might be a guy that's religious and thinks let me do the right thing. But
Or spirit.
I think it's still gonna bother him. But it depends. Like I'm not saying that the woman's gonna find an abundance of this.
Yeah,
It's
no.
gonna have to be that one guy that's willing to do that. It's not readily available to her
Mm-hmm.
because she's already like
Or
her values already like deteriorating based off that.
right, or that guy can be in her life, but now she has to give up something. Like there has to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, She has to maybe accept polyamory.
Something.
Um,
Yeah.
maybe certain, like, yeah, like you said, certain attitudes. He's an asshole
Or
sometimes,
maybe he
whatever.
doesn't want her to have any more male friends. That's
Mm-hmm.
something that,
Yeah, she might have to make sacrifices.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. All right.
All right, so final thoughts on most men are still willing to get married but afraid of divorce. Would it be the same if it was a ring ceremony and not the government papers being involved? I don't think it would be the same, like I stated in the opening statements. Like I'm a lawyer. No, my opening statements. I don't think it would be the same. I think it would be more welcomed. I think a lot of guys would prefer a ring ceremony and not have government papers being involved, especially with the way modern females are, think nowadays. What they're taught, what they learn, what they absorb from things. Um, so yeah, if you take out all the government involvement in it and that way of thinking, I think guys would be all for it.
I think every man would. Beta, alpha, dominant, god, king, all these
Mm-hmm.
different categories of men. I think they would all be for it. Um, because I think most men are reluctant of this for two reasons: government involvement, especially if we're talking about America.
Mm-hmm.
Those different laws, different countries. Government involvement, and they a lot of men don't lead in their dynamic. So by them not leading in their dynamic, they think the woman wants this.
Mm.
So damn, I can't just tell her.
No.
I can't. No, no. I can't just tell her I want to elope. I can't just tell her I want to go to the court and just do it that way. It's probably gonna devastate her. Probably gonna turn
Mm.
into a fight. I know she wants something big, extravagant. Like, but when you're a dominant, right? And you're like leading in your dynamic, you don't have to be in your head as a guy
Mm.
because you'll sit your woman down and you'll talk about the future. So now there's not that scarcity mindset. But I'm telling you what a lot of dudes aren't. So there is.
Mm.
So those two things are hindering them from doing it because you can have a ring ceremony if you talk with your girl about it
That's
and
true.
make it happen. But some dudes will be like, she don't want to go down like that. Like a chick on the first date talking about he's driving and he wants to go where he wants to go. Like I always teach young men, go where your pockets are friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you don't got the money for Spark Steakhouse in Manhattan.
Expensive, is
You
it?
know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't got the bread for Olive Garden. I don't know Olive Garden, right? You know what I'm saying? Long Island and whatever, New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you got money for Applebee's, and it's cool. You go on a special day, it's two for whatever. So go where your pockets are good because you're probably gonna be the one spending.
Mm-hmm.
Don't choose it. But the woman is like, she gets into the car. Oh, so where are we going? Oh, we're going to Applebee's. No. Do I look like I'm an Applebee's type of girl? That's below me. You look at me like that, that's disrespectful. So a dude that's not leading might think the same way with him saying, listen, I want to get married to you, but let's have a ring ceremony. Let's do it in the court. What? Are you crazy? Like I want everybody to be there, even the family members I don't talk to. Paris,
Mm.
Canada, DR, Dubai, Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad. I want them all to come. I ain't heard from them yet, but I want them all. I want at least 300 heads there.
Yeesh.
Maybe they think that's what's gonna happen. So that's what I'm talking about. The dude, this is what hinders them. Them not being able to lead there. They know they don't got power, and the government
Mm.
involvement.
Yeah.
Those two things hinder them. But I guarantee you, because I've talked to guys, I've coached them, I guarantee you that they all, because come from the few that I've coached, they've all said the same thing. Yes, they would. Like these questions I asked them,
Okay.
they said that makes sense. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they would
And then
mind.
when I asked, well, why yeah, first thing that comes out of their mouth. Two of them said this. One said well, I don't think it's the right thing to do. So he's thinking equal. Two of them said the woman. Two of them said the same thing. They said, I don't think my girl would like that. I don't think she would. I
Mm.
think she would think that's disrespectful.
Disrespectful? How is that disrespectful?
Depends on the woman. You're just
Yeah.
thinking subjective. So you gotta understand. I use the analogy of the first date of the dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where are we going today? She shuts the door. You picked her up. She shuts the door. Oh, where are we going today? Oh, we going to Applebee's. They got 2 for. No. Do I look like an Applebee's type of girl? You disrespected me here. Look, I wore this dress.
I would
You
have been
see?
like, you look like the staying home type of
So
girl.
so where do you
Get out.
where do you want to go? Let's go to this Italian spot I know, whatever. And now he's looking at the menu online. Damn, I didn't want to spend fucking $300. The most I wanted to spend was 100. I mean, I got it, but I don't even know her like that. Then he's like, he sims. All right, let's go. Me, on the other hand, she steps into the car. Where are we going? We going to something healthy. I know this spot. They gonna make the food right in front of us, or maybe a hibachi spot, or you know what? We're just gonna get some Subway. It's summer. I got a picnic made. We're gonna walk in the park. What? Subway? I'm not doing that. Oh, that's fine. I turn the car off, unlock her door. What are you doing? Oh, you go back. You go right back inside. You could delete my number and block me if we met on social media. I'm good.
And that's how it should
Easy.
be.
But most dudes won't do that, so they put themselves in a hole already.
But that right
Because
there
the
is the
reality is
beginning of her showing
if she's
how
gonna
she
be
really is.
submissive or not.
That's crazy.
If she's gonna be submissive or not, that's the operative word. So if she's gonna either follow the program, which is like gonna be submissive and stuff like that, and care and nurture, that's it pretty much.
Yeah.
Is she gonna follow the program? You know what I'm saying? Because you know what he's already providing. Like you got to look at the little things that I think a lot of women tend to look like overlook.
Mm.
He picked you up. That's overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
Protection. He didn't say, I'll meet you there."
That's true.
So he offered to pick you up. Are you good? Like I went on a date and I was like, listen, I usually pick them up. That makes you comfortable? Oh, I would love that. Guys don't do that nowadays. I didn't know if I
That's
to
true.
ask you. So you offer to pick her up, so that's already showing protection. That's probably flying over her head. You're most likely gonna pay, right? That's flying over her head.
That is not flying over her. She's banking on that.
No. Meaning that she's not appreciative of it.
Oh yeah.
You see, so all of these things that the guy is doing already is showing him wanting to take responsibility. The least you could do is show appreciation. So
Yes.
that's crazy disrespectful to me. So if you're gonna be disrespectful, you get held accountable. You get disciplined. Bye. Bye. I got shit to do tonight anyways. About an hour or 2 hours I'm gonna be spending with you. I could be doing something else, maybe editing content. So bye. I got things to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a busy guy. You don't even appreciate I'm taking time to do that.
Yeah, it's
You see what I'm
true.
saying? So things that a man can do for a woman is flying over their head because now they have a sense of entitlement. You heard her the scenario. Now I'm speaking a scenario that's fictional. It never happened to me. And if it did, I told you what I would do. I
Mm-hmm.
never needed to do that.
Yeah, 'cause that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I told you, I said one time in the show that I had a sub. She was Samoan, Puerto Rican, and Dominican, and I went to the city to pick up because that's where she lived.
And
And
she
this
was
was like
late.
2017, and she was doing her hair in the Dominican salon and stuff. And yeah, she was late, but she wasn't. It wasn't her fault.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Her hair, she was getting done. I was like, oh, everything good. Yo, we we was kind of like she was going back and forth with me or whatever, and that made me miss the exit. Oh, I told you to go over here. I was like, yo, if you don't be quiet right now, watch. Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, word? Turn the car around. Joe, what are we doing? This is where you pick me up. Yeah, yeah, and your house is right there. When I said that, oh, you could go. What do you think she did? This was 2017. What do you think she did?
I was just kidding.
Yeah, she not in that context. She was more like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and "Oh yeah, you sorry now because now you getting held accountable." That's what I said. You sorry now. You didn't look at that as disrespect when you was doing it.
Mm.
You see, so after that. she never fuck with me again. She never, in a sense of, let me make them understand more context. I'm talking hood slang. She never messed up. Like she never disrespected.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because she saw.
She was
Because
on point.
remember, she was like, "You ain't gonna do shit."
Mm.
So I had to show her that I was. You see, so that was the only time something like that happened. But like nowadays, 2025, that wouldn't happen to me. And I told you what I would do if it did. But I'm
Mm.
speaking something fictional that maybe a regular guy has gone through.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to do that, so he now gives in. I'm not gonna give in.
It's true.
You know what I'm
You
saying? I'm not
can't
gonna
give
give
in. It's
in.
like with a kid, like a toddler.
So I think for that regard, you know, they're in a messed up situation. But I try to teach them to help them because stress for a man is bad.
Yeah. It's a heart attack.
So you said your final thoughts. Um, so mine is yeah, I think they would want it if those two things wasn't hindering. But communication is paramount,
Mm-hmm.
and understanding and acceptance. So sometimes you gotta be the man in that dynamic, and you gotta be the one to be like, yo, we need to talk. You can't
Mm-hmm.
wait for the woman to be, oh, we need to talk. That's her taking the dominant role. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You need to be like, yo, we need to talk. So now you kind of get with her mindset of wait, because if if the man is wanting to talk about the future, that means he's planning for it. He's
Mm-hmm.
not thinking about 2025. He's probably on like 2030, 2035. So having that conversation now gives you a good understanding, and then you either gonna accept or not.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So at that moment, then like I was telling these guys, like in that moment, then they could say, then they have a real consensus. You know what I'm saying? They have validity. You know what I'm saying? There's ironclad proof. There's an answer, not them being in their head. Oh yeah, my girl would probably not like that. See the operative word? Probably not. So that means you don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, my girl would probably not like that. Oh, so you
Yeah.
didn't have this conversation yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're
She
assuming.
might like it. Yep.
So it needs to come down to that, and then maybe you go to a different country and do it because maybe that so you knocked one off. Now the government, you have an issue with that, so there's a way you could rectify it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And you could obtain what you want. And if you plan to do everything here, do the dominant thing and say there's gonna be a prenup because I just
Yeah.
don't trust your emotions. You're already telling me that you're kind of bipolar, but I love you and I'm not willing to go, but we got to implement a prenup.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because in a way, like you can't give her incentive of it because now she gonna start jumping on the bandwagon of all these other chicks. See, when I have subs, their core of friends gotta think like her. If her friends don't like me and don't respect me, I tell her eradicate your presence from them because that hinders your relationship. Women are more inclusive, men are not. My guys' friends don't determine what I do in life because I'm a dominant. I move masculine in the world. But a feminine woman is a little insecure. So she's gonna, damn, this friend I know for 20 years and they're telling me that. And her friend's thoughts might not be coming from like a healthy state of mind.
Mm.
But I known her longer than him. So she go with that. And that leads to failure. So now she brought the friend into their dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
metaphorically, even if the friend and the man never met, energetically. You see, so sometimes when men are saying, I don't want you to do this online, I don't want you to have these male friends, it's not ego thing. It's not the irony is it's not an ego thing because it's about you, your safety. That's the operative word. It's not insecure, it's not jealous and stuff like that. He's protecting you because he sees things that you can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've had it harder in life. You probably didn't. And I've seen the world of how it is. So I'm protecting you from that. Just like when you have a child and you're teaching them the game in life, they just don't want to listen. But it's like, wait a minute, I have been through this. I've been your age. You were never mine. I'm
Mm-hmm.
preparing you for that. Same thing you're doing for the woman. I'm preparing you for this. What could possibly happen if you have these stuff around you and you let it in your spirit? You thinking on a godly mentality, you elevate her to think like that because now spirit is paramount. Everything that you're around has energy to it. That you're watching, that you're reading, that you're absorbing, friends, jobs, whatever,
Mm.
who you're engaging with has energy to it that can affect your energy if you don't work on strengthening your energy. You have a relationship with God too. That's something that's important. You have a relationship with God, now you got God in you.
Mhm.
You make better decisions. You try to modify your spirit. That's how you elevate. So I think it comes down to an understanding. In the conversation, like I said, it is paramount. So I
I
think a
agree.
lot of dudes are just like, well, modern chicks this, modern chicks that. That they're already assuming this is what they do because they don't go into the dynamic of being like, I'm gonna go in there if I like her and I'm gonna state this. I'm not I'm not scared.
Mhm.
I'm already flipping the coin and I'm not looking at if it's gonna be heads or tails. I'm rolling the dice and I'm not looking what it's gonna be because I'm confident in me. I trust me. So I'm walking in there assuming she gonna adjust to my program. And if she don't, it's not a loss. I'm gonna go. She don't know it's a loss for her
Mm.
because she don't know. She don't know. Maybe one day she will, but she don't know that it's a
Mhm.
rarity, that it's a treasure. She don't know it's Clark Kent that's really Superman.
Mhm.
But she don't know. And it's like she hasn't earned the right to get to that level because she didn't want to try. She didn't
Mhm.
want to roll the dice because I rolled the dice. She didn't want to roll the dice. You see what I'm saying? So that's me. I'm confident, even if it's a modern chick. I'm not saying, damn, she's modern. Da, da, da. If I approached her, that means she wasn't posting her booty online. That means she wasn't doing all of that. She passed all the tests for me to be able to get to that level if I saw her online. If I saw her in person, the way she was dressed wasn't provocative. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like she passed that initial test for me
Mhm.
to get to that level of pursuit. So now when I get there, it's like, oh, this is what it is. If it's gonna get to that level, it's what it is. They're gonna adjust to the program. I know they are. I'm already putting that into the universe to manifest it. Now, for some reason it doesn't work. I know God is like, yeah, that ain't for you, and I'm gonna. It's I'm not gonna be reluctant to bounce because I know my value. Once you know your value, you could operate like that. A lot of dudes pretend to know their value. That's why they talk like that. Oh, modern chicks do this. I don't care to talk like that because at the end of the day, I look at you as a female still that is inferior to me, and I'm gonna come in there and lead, and you're gonna follow me naturally. And if you don't, then it's over there. There's no middle ground. There's no, oh, she don't follow. Well, then I'm gonna have to make adjustments here. You see,
Mhm.
guys like this don't go out there thinking like and teaching other guys, oh man, it's gonna be a failure if you get with this. No, guys, go in there and be like, improve yourself and move. And now you're gonna create such a strong spirit that things are gonna gravitate towards you. Kings don't chase, they fucking pull. They pull. Gravitational pull. You got a strong, potent gravitational pull. Even if you pursue, they're coming to you. It's reciprocal.
Mm.
Now when you're chasing, it's like it comes down to the simp realm. You pursued, and then now you're trying to make adjustments to keep her. And people and jobs and whatever it is. Kings and gods, they pull, they don't chase. When you get into that realm of spirituality, that's what happens with you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, real, no holds barred. This has been Debbie Podcast. Peace.
Peace.